Hello, anatomy and physiology students. Today we're going to do a video about the cranial nerves. Alright, couple things to know as we talk about cranial nerves. Number one, we got to remember what a nerve is. A nerve is a bundle of axons in the peripheral nervous system. Now, the word cranial nerve refers to the fact that this nerve is coming out of the brain. So the word cranial tells me the nerve is coming out of the brain. All right, well, there are in fact 12 pairs of cranial nerves. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. I got good news and bad news. The good news is you don't have to find all 12 on the brain model. You have to know their names and their functions, but we're only going to have to actually find like 3.5 of them. So that's not that bad. Now, as far as the names of these nerves, okay? Names of these nerves. I like to think about the nerves in order. So number one, or better yet, Roman numeral 1, is the olfactory nerve. It is the olfactory nerve. Okay? Cranial nerve number 2. Cranial nerve number 2. Come on, type with me. There we go. Is the optic nerve. Cranial nerve number 3, there we go, is the oculomotor nerve. Cranial nerve number 4, is the trochlear nerve. Cranial nerve number 5 is going to be the trigeminal nerve. Cranial nerve number 6 is the abducens nerve. Cranial nerve number 7, there we go, is the facial nerve. Cranial nerve number 8. Number 8 is the Vestibulocochlear nerve. Number 9 is the glossopharyngeal nerve. Glossopharyngeal nerve. Number 10 is the vagus nerve. Number 11 is the accessory nerve, and number 12 is the hypoglossal nerve. So these are the 12 cranial nerves. You got to know their names and their Roman numerals. There's a lot of good mnemonic devices out there. One good mnemonic device that I do like, and there are a lot of them. One that I like is old Opie occasionally tries trigonometry and feels very gloomy, vague, and hypoactive. This is a good one. This is a G-rated one. If you Google cranial nerve mnemonics, you'll find a lot. Word of warning, they're not always G-rated. This one's pretty good. So there's another mnemonic device, though, that I need you guys to remember, and that is this. Let me type out this next mnemonic device. Some say marry money, but my brother says big brains matter more. Now, you may ask what's going on here. Let's talk about it for a second, okay? If you think about this first nerve here, the olfactory nerve, it is very much involved in your sense of smell. The word olfactory gives that away. The sum here starts with an S, so it is a sensory nerve. Optic nerve, let's do that one now. The optic nerve. Optic nerve is involved in your sense of vision, S again. Oculomotor nerve is your eye mover. It controls a lot of eye muscles. Well, there's the M for motor. Trochlear controls an eye muscle as well. So another M in the fourth word, fourth nerve. Trigeminal controls your chewing muscles. So trigeminal is chewing muscles as well as almost all your facial sensations. So it gets a B because it's both sensory and motor. Abducens controls another eye muscle, so we got an M. Facial controls most of your facial muscles. Think facial nerve for facial expressions. Plus it controls a lot of glands and is also involved in some senses, among them your sense of taste. So you got a B for both. Then we got vestibulocochlear. This is the nerve in your inner ear, and it is involved in hearing and balance. So it's sensory, so it gets an S. Glossopharyngeal controls a muscle in your pharynx, plus it gets sensory information about taste from your tongue. Glosso means tongue. And it gets information from arteries in your neck about blood pressure. So it gets B for both. Vagus, the word vagus means wanderer, because this nerve wanders throughout your abdominal cavity and thoracic cavity, taking motor commands to cardiac and smooth muscle, and also getting sensory information from your heart, your lungs, and your guts. It also goes to glands as well. So it does a lot, hence the B for both. Now, the accessory nerve is another motor nerve. It is going to let you use muscles that let you shrug your shoulders, that let you turn your head to side. And our last nerve here is the hypoglossal nerve. It is also a motor nerve. Notice again we got that glossal in there. That means tongue. So this guy controls your tongue movements. All right, finally, let's go on and look at some of these guys. There we go. What do we see here? We are going to see the olfactory bulb here and the olfactory tract. We don't see the olfactory nerves, but I know that they would come in and join my olfactory bulb here. Now, what else do I see? I see my optic nerves here and here. I see my optic nerves. I also see my optic tracts, taking the information from the nerves into the brain. And under the pituitary, whoops, I made that go the wrong way. Under the pituitary is the optic chiasm, where some of those nerve signals from the eye switch sides. Okay, what else can we see? Well, right here, that little bulgy thing right there and right there, that is the oculomotor nerve. We'll see it a little better from the side. I can also see on my pons, on the side of the pons, I can see the trigeminal nerves. Note the oculomotor nerve is in the midbrain. Trigeminal is in the pons. All right, if we look at this last picture here, I can see my oculomotor nerve right there as well. All right, see ya.